Brothers and sisters, how you doing? This is Shu Amun Ra. This is part 4. Part 4, walking the life of the religious world and trying to find yourself. Trying to find yourself in this religious world. Trying to see who you are and what's your makeup. It's something else. I know I've been there. And try to discover what you're supposed to do. But I find out through my journey, it wasn't about what I'm supposed to do. It's I needed to know who I am. Because I already know what to do. But so now it's time to elevate the game. To elevate who I am. Let's pay all due respects, brothers and sisters, to the Creator. The sun rises. Hotep Ashe. Now you already know. I showed you that video that DVD documentary, because that was the key. Hidden colors. Now I've read the Bibles. I've got Creflo Dollar, Joel Osteen, T.D. Jakes, many different preachers and pastors, books, and they were good sermons. But I told you before, there was something missing. And when I seen this video here 10, 11 years ago, boom! Like I said, it was an explosion. I never looked back. And one thing I have to tell you, and I must let you know the truth, I did not stay in one philosophy. I didn't stay with one institution. I kept the range. Once the third eye was open, I opened it up just enough so I could receive different information. And it was based on African people. Pay attention what I'm about to tell you. You see, we got a problem identifying our true origins. We got a problem of understanding who we really come from. We have a terrible illusion of thinking we just from America. No, how did we get here? Brothers and sisters, some of us was already here through the aboriginal or indigenous people that was already here in these lands, not America, in these lands. People was already here. We know this. And the people that was in these lands were conquered. And these people in these lands, they put them in concentration camps and different little places and tell them this is where you got to live at now. And some of them were slaves. Do your little research or you're going to find that out. And then you get some people go, why do we look like a lot of the indigenous people? You look like a lot of the indigenous people because the Africans and the indigenous people of these lands, well, guess what? They mix together. What you think? What you think? See, these are other things that we don't learn in school. And let me explain something quickly before I move on. The white man's school is not here to teach you your history. Why would they do that? So they could put you back in power? You get people complaining, they're not teaching us our history. They're not supposed to teach you your history. Your history comes from your ancestors. Institutions, universities were made by the Moors. Let's get this clear. Your first institutions or schools, if you will, were made by the Moors. The Moors were the professors in their days. Look it up. The Africans were the first architects of learning systems. The Greeks know it. The Romans know it. No, not the Greeks and the Romans now. These people are generations of an illusion. But if you do your history, you will find out that the Greeks for hundreds of years studied underneath the tutelage of African professors. They wouldn't get no other knowledge but from the Africans. As time passes by, their generation and their people begin to become more intelligent. So then, after a while, what happens? We don't need you to teach us nothing no more. Move on. Isn't that what happened to this day? When you feel like you elevated from whatever religious background that you were taught, and you go, I don't feel like this is me anymore. So you moved on. The only difference between them is that they went to war to conquer, because the people that went to Africa started seeing these beautiful lands and the outskirts of the land. It was absolutely beautiful. They wanted the resources of the land. So now they come back to conquer Africa. Many different cultures did it. So, brothers and sisters, choose wisely the people that you want around you. Choose very wisely. I, on the other hand, I know you see me wearing a lot of comedic things, because I know who I am now. I went on that journey. I embarked on that journey, and it's going to cost you some money to do it. You got to do what you got to do to find your happiness. You got to do what you got to do to find out your origin. You got to do it. Listen, you can stop and be stationary at whatever religious belief system you want. I, on the other hand, couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. I could not be stationed because I didn't believe that I was just a Christian, or I never got baptized, so I'm good. Those who got baptized, you did what you had to do. But me personally, needed to know who I was, my bloodline, my descendants, my origin. I did what I had to do. I used technology. Because you ain't gonna sit there and tell me, and this book is gonna tell me who I am. Nah, that's not enough for me. We talking about billions of people already been on this planet. We talking about millions of people was conquered and murdered and killed and raped. You understand? It just wasn't just slavery. Africans enslaved Africans. And guess what? You mingled. So when people tell me, we look like indigenous people or aboriginal people, because they mingled. Just like the pale-skinned man, he mingled with the darker race as well. Long before the Turks, long before the Arabs. Peep the game, brothers and sisters. All these people follow suit. So when I use technology to find out who I was, not once, but 2 times. Basically, I cross-referenced the technology and found out that I come from the Bemeliki tribe. The Bemeliki tribe is a direct descendant to the Egyptians. See, what you don't understand is y'all keep looking at Egyptian. Egypt is where people lived at. This is the problem you have. Just like for the great example, New York City. So I'm a New Yorker. And then I say, where you live at? Brooklyn. That's part of New York. But that's one of the boroughs of New York City. We have 5 boroughs. So understand the constellation when I say Egypt. There were tribes in Egypt. Everybody in the Egypt living quarters didn't dress the same, didn't act the same. It's the same thing like you from New York, or you from Chicago, or you from Dallas. Dallas is the area. How big is that area? Philadelphia. Grasp. So when I began to realize, and then I went through and I waited some time, I got the knowledge. I'm from the Bamileke tribe. The Bamileke tribe was in South Africa with the Egyptians, which is really called Kemet. Kemet, not Egypt. The word Egypt came about when Kemet got conquered so many times. And it basically depends on the people who was conquered them, gave them a name. Egypt means slaves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you look at it now, oh, Egypt. You got people in Egypt right now, to this day, they don't even believe they were black. Their ancestors were dark skinned. They don't believe it. But Egypt people is not black. I mean, those are the ignorant ones who just choose not to want to believe. Literally. So when I walk this journey, this path, and now I know who I am. So you it just don't stop once you find out who you are. It goes on. You still have to live your life. But now you balked, and now you got an understanding, basically, of who you are, your bloodline. And let me explain something. You could tell your family, your friends, they're not gonna want to hear you because they don't know what you're talking about. They seen you wearing these weird different clothes and go, what is this shit that you into? Real talk, I've been there. You used to hang out with your friends and smoke dope and drink liquor and all these things. Now you don't want to do it no more because you found this new aspiration, and now you realize, like, I don't want to waste my time doing that. Your friends are going to turn on you, not in a bad way. They're going to be upset because you ain't hanging out no more and you ain't doing the things that you all used to do. But that's because you elevate your life. And you have to make a decision what you really want to do. So when I embarked on my journey, I knew sacrifice was going to be taken. I knew a lot of people. Men and women. But I had to embark on this journey because it was my life, my journey. And I find a whole group of new people that happened to go the same way. They needed to embark on and find out who they was. There's a lot of entertainers. I find out a lot of entertainers, same way. The ones who you worship. And never stop studying. Never stop getting new books and new documentaries. Because I'm telling you, on embarking on this journey, I find a whole lot of information about so many different great people because you think you know it all. Don't believe the hype. You do not know it all. It's always going to be a new adventure. It's going to be a whole new different information. It's going to be new things that is old that's going to come up and resurface. But don't judge, understand why things happen, understand why things happen. And before I get off, I'm going to say this. Stop looking for a black messiah. I'm telling you, for your own good, stop looking for a black messiah. Because a lot of you are. And the ones that's into the other religious belief systems, you looking for a white messiah. There is none. There is no messiah. They ain't tell you none of your books, your holy so-called books. You don't believe in what you think you believe because it's a fact. The minute you lose a loved one, you're going to be like, fuck that. I'm not believing that no more. Or somebody pull your plug and you ain't going to like it. You're going to go, I'm not believing that no more. So when you step into the spiritual world, come correct. Don't believe in no black messiah. Don't believe in no white messiah or whoever you is. Believe in within you. Believe you. You have the power to think and create. If you choose to educate yourself on one of these systems, the Moors, Nation of Islam, Hebrew Israelite, Christians, and the conscious community. It's a lot more than that. Trust and believe. But if you believe to follow suit, my advice to you, male or female, is to gather information from all of them. Don't take one and believe one is better than the other. This is one of the biggest problems we have in our community, our neighbors. You go, if you're not a Christian, you're not really holy. You're fooling yourself. I'm sure I'm on my journey to let you see and hear and taste a little bit. Hotep, Ashe, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum. Peace within you. I'm out. Oh. Just want to show you a few pictures. When you elevate the game, you begin to meet some beautiful people. You will meet. Oh, that was Sister Shahrazad Ali. We took a picture together. She from the Nation of Islam. Melchizedek, and he's an N-O-I-E, from the Nation of Islam. Now imagine, I'm a Kemetic brother, that's my true origin, and he's from the Nation of Islam. We can't get together and exchange information? Keep it real. Here's a brother here into the spiritual constellation. All of us was there. All of us is there, brothers and sisters. Peep the game. Here's another brother, a young brother, who changed his life. Peep the game. I met a lot of great people who's expiring. And the work never stops. Because to change who we are, it's going to take a minute. Because it took a minute to take us out of who we were supposed to be. And now we gotta, not don't say go back, move forward. Trust and believe. Peace.